Okay. Alright, tonight we have an interesting match. Stars against Hydra, which is awesome, because I'm really hoping Hydra can take a game or two off of Stars. Makes it a little bit easier for Brutes to climb into the first position. Right now, the only way realistically Brutes are going to get into first position is if some of the other teams take a few maps off of Stars, or if we win both of our next matches and then still beat them in points. Otherwise, it ends up being Stars losing only matches to us. We lose matches only to them. Then it's down to points for the tiebreaker for that first position. But if Hydra or Sharks can at some point manage to take a match off of them, then it gives Brutes a little bit more wiggle room, which will be nice. It takes a little bit of the pressure off. Which is, part of the reason I traded Slan to the Sharks. It gives them a team that can take down Stars if they have an off night. So, if Stars fail to give 100% in every match from here on out, then they could be in trouble. Puts them in a position where they might have to take that win the playoffs match. And that didn't work out for them so well last season. So Stars' team is up. Azula, Bodrum, Kiid, Kimpaz. Not surprising in the least. And then we'll have for Hydra, it's gonna, woo, almost dropped the glass. Let's see, Hydra is gonna be, trying to pull up their roster real quick. Okay, Hydra is gonna be Reklah, Azheri, Aroc, and Perrin, I guess, probably. Maybe not. It's going to be Azheri, Reklah, Vyrastai, that's right. So it's going to be Azheri, Reklah, Vyrastai, and Aroc. Perrin could theoretically be in there, but I don't think Hydra's been happy with his saves. So that other lineup makes a little more sense to me. Azheri, Reklah, Vyrastai, Aroc. Let's see if I'm right. And that's it. I am. I'm so good. I'm so good. Alright, let's remind folks on OOC. And a reminder that the stream is going to be about 15 to 30 seconds behind what you're seeing in game if you're watching ZMUD or Mudlit or whatever. So you might want to watch the Twitch broadcast as opposed to just listening. Oh, and I think I have an overlay up, so sorry, let me get that off of here. Okay, teams are set, I think, right? Did I set the teams? Probably not. I think I set red, but not blue. Okay, here we go. So this is going to be really good. There's not going to be, there's no control here, so there's not going to be that game that we saw in the last match. It's going to be basically down to raw, maneuvering. Vyrastai is going to keep stars deaf, so that's going to give them a little bit of difficulty. They don't have any way to heal that. But all 4 of those players have been in ACFL so long and on the same team for so long with this lineup. Even being deafened, I don't think is going to be a huge issue for them. They just have so much experience dealing or playing together in ACFL. It's just that kind of experience really helps mitigate the damage that deafen does. On Hydra's end, they do have 2 Holy Smites and an Aroc. And stars don't have any of that. So that does play into Hydra's favor. They can help shut down Bodrum and Kimpaz's damage for good portions of the time. I think it lasts 3 or 4 ticks, and it's available every 10 minutes, so every 14 ticks or so, you can have the enemy spell damage, and it only has it has a 75% land rate, so it's not like it's guaranteed, but it's pretty reliable. And Hydra has much more healing available to them, but stars are usually pretty good about making sure they die. There are 2 mages that they die and get respawned when they're out of mana, so I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. Wands are illegal, damage wands and scrolls and all of that's illegal in ACFL, so they are going to have to rely on actual spell damage. They don't have that backup. If stars can manage to get a couple of good dispels off with Kiid on somebody, and they manage to get a quick toast, they manage to get the kill without having to chase somebody down for 5 minutes, then that could definitely swing things in their favor. I don't think Hydra is going to have that opportunity necessarily for that that money dispel. With Azheri being their only dual wielder, but we'll see. It's going to be a good match regardless. It's going to be a slugfest, very back and forth, and I would expect it's going to be a 3-2 victory. Either way. And Bodrum is trying to get that Draco Lich out, which is going to be a huge problem for Hydra. They don't have really any way to handle that. Fortunately for them, the Draco Lich hasn't come out yet. Kimpaz does get hit with the Holy Smite, so his damage is going to be for a little while. Aroc is throwing out the cones early. He's getting that damage, and it looks like they are not protected. Why would they not be protected? He must just be doing a lot of damage. They have to be protected evil because Hydra's entire team is evil. But Aroc was getting some really good damage off, and he's switched over to Acid Blast now that he's not getting the multi-targets. He's coning Kimpaz again, trying to get that burn damage. Kimpaz is not fully skinned out to the degree that, Zudum necessarily is. So Aroc is doing a lot of damage with these cones, but now he's hitting his own team. Whoa, he's hitting Azheri and Reklah. Something has gone terribly awry here. And for one thing, one of those terribly awry things is the fact that I'm not using detects. Yay for me. Okay, there we go. Looks like we've got Hydra regrouping in the northeast corner. And stars are regrouping in the southwest corner. Going back in for the fight. They want to get that engaged back up. It's important to note here that Hydra has a bard and stars do not. Which, in a 4v4, if you're hitting all of your team with that Song of Heal every round, and you're actually healing them every round, which in this case, since both teams have an Invoker, every Song of Heal is going to be getting max value on everybody that hits, just because the AoE damage is out there. There's no single target focus. That Song of Healing is a huge amount of health in a 4v4. It's really just an insane amount of healing. So Hydra definitely has the healing advantage here. Well, right now it's hard to tell really who each team is targeting. You know, obviously it's probably gonna be Kiid and Azula as the targets that Hydra is going after, and then Azheri is probably Stars' target. Azheri and Aroc, maybe. But if Aroc is, you know, I haven't been paying enough attention to see if Aroc is AMS'd. And there's the Conclave bonus coming in. You know, that Conclave only heal, where you, Conclave mages can heal other Conclave mages. It's pretty buff. Stars have been getting a lot of value out of that, since they have extraordinarily high mana cap, you know, natural mana, or quote-unquote natural mana. They've just got a lot of mana to burn on heals. Aroc's throwing out the cones again, getting max value, which is good. He's hitting all 4 targets on the enemy team, and that's what you want. If you're only hitting 2 or sometimes even 3 people, the mana efficiency just isn't there. When you get 4 or more people, it's money. Especially for the damage he's doing. It's really good. And Kiid's getting hurt, so Hydra's trying to take him down. Bodrum nails an energy drain on Vyrastai. You know, it's probably going to take off at least a couple hundred. I'm not sure how much mana he's burned at this point. And Azula goes down. Early advantage for Hydra. So this is good for them. And this is good for me too. Like I said, I'm really hoping that Hydra manages to take a match or 2 off the Stars. Azheri's getting focused down, but so is Kiid. Both are looking pretty hurt. Aroc is not AMS'd. He is sanked, and Bodrum is trying to take him down while he's got a chance. Kiid's retargeting Aroc, so it looks like that is who they want to kill. They want to get him off the map before he can AMS and, you know, start chaining people. Kimpaz is AMS now, and Aroc does go down. So now I would put the advantage back over on Stars. I've got Kimpaz. He's just picked up the flag. He's AMS'd, and Hydra's gonna have a hard time getting past him. He's just a big brick wall that, you know, you can't really hit. If you try and go at him, he's just going to chain you. Hydra doesn't have the big hitters to handle it, but Kiid does go down. So it's now a 3-on-2 in Hydra's favor. They still have to deal with Bodrum and Kimpaz, and that's going to be rough. But Vyrastai is getting some good damage off of Kimpaz. Whoa! That aerial druid hitting. And this is interesting. Kimpaz and Bodrum are just chaining off of each other. You know, Kimpaz is AMS, so he's not taking damage from Bodrum's chains. But Bodrum is taking damage. I guess he just doesn't care, though. He's got a lot of health, and it's not a big deal. But Kimpaz goes down. Azheri may go down very soon as well. But Reklah looks like he's going to try and press the advantage and get that capture. But Yeah, he's in the flag room. He's going for the capture. And they've so right now it's a 3-on-1. Hydra needs to prevent Bodrum from counter capturing. Is what needs to happen. If Bodrum gets the flag, then all he's going to do is just stand there, and he's in the flag room, ready to pick it up. He is ready to go. And then, it's going to be, it's going to be 3-on-1, but that chain is just devastating. And Reklah has the flag. Azheri or Bodrum is on him. So it looks like Bodrum decided not to pick up the flag after all. I'm not sure if I agree with that decision. Because this is what's going to happen now. Azheri is just rescuing Reklah across the map. Bodrum can't do anything about that. He can get some really good damage off of Reklah, though. Jesus. So it turns out he may just be able to straight up kill Reklah. Especially if Azheri... There you go. Azheri definitely needs to be a little quicker rescuing. I'm sure Reklah is healing up between times, but there we go. There's another rescue. He's trying to get across the map, and it's working, but oof. Now when stars start coming back out, it's going to have Reklah and Azheri are both going to be down, really hurt. Bodrum is not too hurt, and he's probably still got plenty of mana. So Hydra does get the first cap, which is important. I think what's probably going to happen here is stars are going to come out. They're going to kill Azheri and Reklah. They're going to get that. They're going to get 2 caps, and then hopefully for Hydra they can come back out in full force, win that next engagement, and then get back, end it as a 3-2. But Azula is back out. Reklah does have the flag again, so they're trying to get push this advantage here. And Azheri's trying to get rid of Bodrum. Looks like they've decided he needs to die. Aroc is back up. And Bodrum gets eye-raked. That's obnoxious. So I think that's going to put him, in a position where he can spam Acid Blast, and that's great. Good damage from Aroc onto Kiid. Kiid must not be protected. See, again, maybe it was just the, it could have been passing the saves check, or else, the Conclave 2 times damage, whatever. And Reklah is injured, but he can take a lot of hits. He can take a beating. So I'm not sure exactly how injured he actually is. That could be anywhere from 0 to 50% health. Kimpaz does pick up the flag though, the counter capture. Going to force him to force Hydra to deal with him before they can score. If they can, but Hydra does have the double smite, so if they can stack smites on Kimpaz, have his spell damage, they might be able to take him down. And Kimpaz does get hit with Holy Smite. It does not miss. Dispel onto Kiid though, and then an Acid Blast follow-up. Kiid's taking heavy damage, so he could go down soon. Things are going really well for Hydra, I think. Everything's just kind of going their way so far this match. Aroc just spamming Acid Blast on whoever he can target, trying to get that damage off, trying to burn him further down, get him off the field, you know, at least make him run away, wimpy, do whatever they can. But Reklah and Kimpaz are on top of each other. Kiid does get a rescue on Kimpaz, so he gets to move out. Reklah is cause fatting Bodrum, so obviously they think they can just kill him and get him out of their hair, and then get the 2 caps. Because cause fat is not very mana efficient, so you only do it when you really are trying to get somebody gone. Kiid does go down. Vyrastai with a killed toast, so still got a decent amount of health. Probably still has a decent amount of mana too. Vyrastai and Reklah are taking chains though. Vyrastai runs out. Reklah is getting the shield stuns. And Kimpaz is still Holy Smited. The damage is just not where Kimpaz wants it to be. And he's taking a beating. Once Vyrastai gets on him too, you know, the damage is pretty good. Apparently there was a bit of a group break over on Stars, but they've managed to fix it. And now they're healing each other. And Reklah goes down. So Kimpaz could get a capture right here. You know, he's still a couple rooms away. And he is AMS'd, so it's going to be down to Azheri and Vyrastai to kill him. Aroc isn't going to be able to do anything. I would like to see, and Azheri goes down, so I would like to see Aroc go over and get that flag, prevent the capture. Let's see, Bodrum does get his Dracolich though. And the Dracolich is blind, so it won't be rescuing anybody, at least until it can get healed. Aroc does get the flag, and there's also the heal on the Dracolich, the Cure Blind rather. But Aroc has the flag, Kimpaz has the flag. They're both presumably AMS. Whoa! Big money on Vyrastai. Sank must have dropped right then. So it's Aroc is not sanked, so he's in some trouble here. Is he out of mana? Is he not? Why is he not chaining? He must have been out of mana. And Bodrum's trying to kill himself now. He knows he needs to come back refreshed with full mana. So you're gonna see him keep acid blasting himself until he dies. Then come back out strong. This is an old tactic we haven't seen in a while, but Bodrum used to be fond of it in earlier seasons. And it's a pretty good one. He knows when he needs to do it. Kimpaz pulling out the blues to get some golems in case he needs to rescue himself. But it's Kimpaz, Azula, and well, no, not Bodrum. Bodrum killed himself. Which we might see, depends on how Kimpaz's mana is looking. We might see him kill himself as well after this capture, if they don't think they can get it. You know, if he's got plenty of mana though, he might just count on Bodrum coming back and spamming heals on him to get him back in fighting shape. I'll be interested to see if Stars goes straight for the next capture. It looks like they are. I think, yeah, Azula's healing Kimpaz up. They're going to go straight for the third flag. So when Hydra comes out, it's going to be, you know, a 3-on-3 for a little bit, then a 3-on-4, and then Bodrum will be the last person back on the field. So we'll have to see how this goes for them. Stars have always been a very aggressive team. They like to push the flag. So this doesn't really surprise me too much. And Kimpaz has said, alright, it's match point here. Let me bust out the jeweled egg golems, spend that money. It's going to be worth it. Reklah Reklah steals Bodrum's Drakelich, and he's out on the field. Kimpaz chains his teammate there a little bit, but Reklah knows he's got to slow down Kimpaz as much as he can. Kimpaz is at the 40-yard marker right now. Azheri is out as well. And doing good damage onto Kiid. Reklah is doing really good damage onto Kimpaz as well. So hopefully Hydra can stop him in his tracks. Azheri gets a roundhouse onto Kimpaz. They're going to go to town on him right now unless Kiid can rescue him. Kimpaz goes down, and I believe that's going to end up being the game for Hydra. Hydra's going to be in full force against 3 or less people, I think, until the end of this game. So Azula's taking hits now. Kiid's jumping onto Vyrastai, trying to mount targets, get good damage where he can. And that's what Kiid's best at. Just getting in, getting out, and somehow managing not to die. I don't know how he does it, but he's a hard little bugger to kill. Bodrum is out and chaining. Aroc's out on the field now. Hopefully, I would like to see him AMS for once. That would really make it easy for Hydra to deal with Bodrum. Bodrum gets back on his Drakelich, said it's mine, give it to me. Azula goes down, so now it's a 4-on-2. Bodrum and Kiid up against the entirety of Hydra. And Kiid's doing good damage onto Aroc, but based on that damage, Aroc is sanked, which means there will be no AMS, but I don't think it matters at this point. Hydra looks to have this well in control. Bodrum's doing what he can, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. These chains are good and all, but Azheri and Reklah both have tons of mana. Vyrastai should still have tons of mana for heals. And, these chains are doing good work, but Aroc's getting the burst damage off as well with the Acid Blast spam. And now Bodrum's chaining himself, which is never ideal in a 2-on-4. But notably, Hydra has not picked up the flag yet, and this is a mistake. They need to push this advantage they have. They've spent too much time without the flag now. I think Kimpaz is going to end up coming back up in while Hydra has the 3rd flag. Yeah, this is actually a really big error from Hydra. The Holy Smite misses Bodrum. I think this is going to cost them the game, honestly. Not getting on the flag is going to cost Hydra the game. They're being way too slow to pick it up. Well, maybe not. With Kiid out of the picture, they can. No, because they don't have any dirt kicks. They don't really have any good way to keep Kimpaz from picking up the flag once he gets on the field. We'll see. Hydra could still win this. Azheri does pick up the flag, finally. And that's a good move, because they want Azheri to run the flag now, and Reklah to run the flag next, I believe. Because when you stack captures, I think they want Reklah to be the one carrying the flag when the enemy team actually is coming after him. And that's good. But Kimpaz is back on the field. And Hydra hasn't even gotten that first capture. I mean, they haven't even really gotten the flag anywhere across the map. And yeah, they do have the advantage, and they're gonna rescue and just try and rescue it across the map, and that could work. But it's a little risky too. They are getting that movement. Bodrum is incapped, and he does die. He withstands, but Kimpaz picks up the flag. He's gonna delay even further. And he's at full health, full mana. Yeah, I think Hydra made a big mistake. We'll see how this plays out, but it's not that Hydra can't kill Kimpaz. With the Holy Smite stacks, Kimpaz is manageable, but it's just the more this drags out, the more opportunities Stars has to get that one last capture they need. And Aroc is again sanked. He's not AMS against these mages. And I understand he doesn't want to get messed up by Kiid. But once Kiid is dead, you can cancel an AMS. It's not a big deal. Kimpaz goes down, actually much quicker than I expected. So Hydra could still have this. It does look like they still have it under control. Bodrum has got to be running low on mana. He's withstanding, wimping, and he's against, I believe, the entire Hydra team still. Aroc, Vyrastai are both still up. Azheri is still up. Azula is in now, and she's fully restored, but I don't know that she can 4v1. Big damage onto Reklah though. If he takes a couple of big spike damages like that, he could die again, and that resets. Oh no, Reklah's not carrying the flag. Azheri is. Bam. That's right, I'm smart. But Azula does have the flag, so they have, again, Stars is just doing an excellent job of delaying. So again, Hydra has to deal with somebody before they can capture. Now the good thing for Hydra is that although these delays are, costing them a lot of time, Stars have been coming at them pretty much one or two at a time. They haven't really had a big 4-on-4 since the start of the match. And but the downside to that is that because Stars is so heavy on the casters, the chain lightning damage, it's not a huge, and that Hydra is light on the raw hitter damage. It's not a horrible position for Stars to be in, sending one guy in at a time to chain. until they can, get the favorable situation. Vyrastai goes down, but I think that's actually good news for Hydra. I don't know that he was doing a whole lot at that point. He was probably low on mana, if not out entirely. So he's going to come back refreshed, along with the Stars folks. But Reklah's getting beat up now. Kiid and Azula are on the field. So it's, is Aroc still alive? He should still be alive, but I'm not seeing him anywhere. Well, anyway, it looks like it's a 2-on-3 right now. Azheri goes down, and there's the flag for Stars. So, unfortunate. It looked like Hydra had it for a little while there, and they just delayed too much. They didn't jump on the opportunity to get the flag when they could have. It's unfortunate for Hydra, but Stars maintains their undefeated record. They are now, let's take a look here. Stars are now 9-0, or 10-0, sorry. It's awkward. But now we're halfway through the season, and Stars have not lost a single match. And only 5 points against them the entire time. So, current standings would be Stars at 10-0. Brutes are now at 8-2. Sharks and Hydra are both at 4-6. With let's see, that would be Sharks in the lead because of points 4. And then Gallowglass is, well, Gallowglass is also at 4-6, but they would be just behind Hydra because they have 1 less point 4. So it's still a very close race between those 3 teams. Nothing unusual. There was no movement in the standings there tonight. In fact, no movement in the standings anywhere. It's looking kind of locked in at the top, unless Brutes can take the match off of Stars on Sunday. Pretty cool match, though. Very good, exciting match. Let me see if I can pull somebody up to talk with me about what just happened. So I'm just trying to find out if anybody from those 2 teams want to come share their thoughts real quick. it looks like Bodrum's gonna hop on with us, and Kimpaz possibly. So let's see here. Alright, it's gonna be just a second. Alright, here we are. We got Bodrum with us. Hopefully Kimpaz will be joining us in just a second. But it's an exciting match.
Oh yes, it very much was. I'm trying to see if Kimpaz is coming.
He is. I think he's trying to get Skype running or something right now. I actually thought you guys were going to lose for a little while.
There were a couple of moments there.
There was a couple of ticks, really, and then things just didn't happen the right way. I'm really rooting for Hydra. You know, I need somebody else to take some matches off of you guys.
Sure. We were rooting for Card Sharks today. Sadly, that didn't work out either. I think the Holy Smites were interesting because Kimpaz is furious because every Holy Smite landed on Kimpaz, but then none of them landed on me.
Maybe there's a size check.
There might be.
No, there's not. But I just want to tell him that. He'd buy it. I bet. He'd be like, I knew there was something weird about it.
Getting anyone on Hydra on? Reklah could come.
I'm trying, but I don't know that he necessarily wants to hop on after that. I'm sure he's a little emotional right now. I'm trying to check with him, though.
Kiid is hoping to join as well. I don't know if you have him on your list.
Do have him on Skype. Yeah, he's more than welcome to hop on. Here we go. I'm asking Reklah right now, but like I said, I would not be surprised if he's not feeling like going over what just happened. Alright, you said Kiid does want to hop on?
I believe so. He said send him an invite if you can.
Okay, here we go.
What's up?
Hey. Alright, that's 2 stars players.
Alright, so you guys can hear me? Alright.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Alright, I need you to send me the log file.
I'm asking Reklah right now. The log file?
Yeah, for
oh no, we're not going to cast right now. We're just going to talk over the match. The game's over. There's no more matches.
I thought we were going to play our match and we were going to commentate or something.
No. I just wanted to go over what happened. You know, I just did commentary for the match while you guys were playing. I just want to talk over what you guys think, how the match went down, and what you guys thought about it.
I just want you to know that I listened to your casting while the game is going on.
Ooh, that's bad.
I know. Was that bad?
Yeah.
Your thing's like 20 seconds behind.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that though.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't do that anymore now.
Yeah.
He also doesn't kill himself during matches.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
I don't know if we want to do the drama talk.
Bringing Kimpaz on as well.
Yeah, that's what, well, it doesn't say it anywhere in the rules, so I don't see why people are griping.
Hey.
Howdy. All right. So now we've got pretty much the entirety of stars on for the cast. So I guess you guys must be pretty happy.
Yeah. I would say. I mean, that's as hard as we've been pushed all year. That was a tough one.
Harder than that first match of the season?
I think so. I don't know about what you other guys think. Holy Smite! I mean, I got pretty flustered. For me, I guess I got pretty flustered and a little bit frustrated at the beginning of that match, and then I felt like we just kind of weren't ourselves for a lot of it, or I wasn't myself. But it seems like the rest of the guys carried us through. So
Yeah, that first string of rescues I did, where I did like maybe 7 or 8 back to back, like I was under 200 hit points for all of those.
yeah.
I was trying to die, but I couldn't. I was like, rescue, rescue, rescue.
Yeah, it's tough to juggle those kills, especially when the other team knows you're trying to die and doesn't want to let you.
Yeah, but it kind of worked out for us because they kept fleeing and Kimpaz could run around. And same thing with Azula at the end when I was rescuing him.
All right, so did you guys expect this to be as tough of a match as it was? I know, Kimpaz, you're probably just like the entire lead up to the match, we're sitting there going, "I hate Holy Smite, I hate Holy Smite, I hate Holy
Yeah.
Smite." But
Yeah.
did you expect it to be as cutthroat a match as it ended up being?
Well,
I think we were
kind of.
actually surprised by their lineup, right? I mean, I think we thought they would stick with the Armsmen.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna get choked.
It's interesting. I mean, I have some insider information as far as these things go, but it's still like even without that, I basically got confirmation of what I expected their lineup to be. But why did you think the Armsmen were going to go in? Out of curiosity.
Well, there are 2 Armsmen.
There are
Maybe
2
it was-
Armsmen. That's true. And I
Maybe
guess
it was initial
know-
thinking too, right? Because we can just cast all over most of those guys. So
Well, in theory, it was actually weird because the last game we had against Hydra, Perrin
think
wasn't really getting casted on, so I thought they would still throw him in.
Yeah, didn't they? How many caps did they get last match we played against them?
They got 2 last time.
Yeah, and how many did they get this time? Like 1?
Just 1, but they were close a lot.
Yeah, so I think they
one
did better.
of a cap this match.
Yeah, I think they did better the last match because they got at least 2 caps in.
This match was a lot longer because there was a lot more back and forth. There wasn't much back and forth in the other one. It was we took it twice, they took it twice, we took it one more time. So they did really well last time, but I think this match was a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I think sometimes the 3-2 scores can be deceiving, right? Because if we go up 2-0 and then we all sometimes you just plan deaths, right? We all die and we come back full strength and just take the glass cat pretty easily. So I wouldn't necessarily say that anytime you see a 3-2 and a 3-1, the 3-2 was a closer match because it definitely could just be from my point of view, but I felt like this match was closer than the last
No,
one.
I agree. The actual map score is not always indicative of the actual match. Like you said, there are a lot of times when you get the first 2 caps, and then you just kind of your whole team dies. The enemy team gets 2 caps, and then you just come in and clean house. So, like you said, I do think I do agree with you, especially on healing light teams. That can be often the case.
Yeah, for sure. And I think one of the things that, more teams are probably going to start to do it, right? I think later in the season, as we kind of go into the second half of the season here, we're seeing more teams, or at least the folks who have had attendance, start to gel, right? And so people aren't playing into that as much. I think a lot of times I get into a groove and I know exactly when I need to die, and I just die right then, and it keeps me in the groove, and I understand what's happening on the field when I'm in ghost form or whatever. So tonight I was sitting, we were all deaf, we were ungrouped because we were chaining each other, and so it was tough to kind of know what was going on out on the field, and so I think that added to how flustered I got tonight.
Yeah, using group is very helpful while you're deaf and don't know what's going on because you can see who's taking damage, so you know who's fighting and all that other good stuff, who's healing because you'll see mana consumption.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably shouldn't chain each other, but that's our strategy every game. So
yeah, I was interested by that. On the one hand, like you're chaining Kimpaz, and obviously he's AMS, so he's not taking any damage. You are taking damage, but at the same time, you got the 3 blue skins, so you're not taking as much damage as you maybe otherwise would be.
And matches like this are especially great because I get to protect evil, so I'm protected against myself too.
Yep. And that's, that is one downside of Hydra's team. They're pretty much exclusively evil. They don't have that alignment variety that Brutes do.
Yeah, that's why I thought they'd use Perrin, because he's neutral.
So, tell me, where do you think Hydra went wrong? Because there's a very clear, defined moment for me, I think. And I want to see if you guys know what happened.
Well, I mean, I think I was there, right? So should I talk about it?
Yeah, I mean,
if it's when you were talking about they were trying to pick up the flag, and I think me and Kiid was alive, but I was the only one in the flag room, and I was just self-chaining after they eye-raked me, and that was the point I assume you're talking about.
I
Yeah,
think
you sent me a
that's
note.
around when, yeah, it's like it was 2-1. They kind of killed off all of you guys except for Bodrum, and then like for 4 ticks they just didn't pick up the flag.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the big problem they had there was that, I mean, there's really nothing they could do. Like, I don't necessarily think it was a mistake on their part. They were all really low on health, and I would just wait for them to come in the room and chain. And their stuns aren't very reliable because just a Shadow Knight and Roundhouse, and I was on a Reklah, so it made it even harder for him.
Well, I've always found Shield Strike to actually be one of the most reliable skills and stuns in the game.
Well, that one did land a few times. It almost got me to die after Withstand. I failed 2 Withstand casts in a row, but I just didn't take enough damage from anybody. That was freaky.
That is one issue with their team. They have a lot of healing, a lot of hybrid damage, but not a whole lot of just raw, consistent damage outputs.
But I think they played it. I think. Well, go ahead.
They were kind of smacking the crap out of me at the start.
Yeah, they did actually do a surprising amount of damage to you, Kimpaz. I was quite impressed. They kept getting into situations where they had to deal with you, and I was like, well, this is gonna be ugly for them. They don't have that big hitter to just like knock a minnow down, and then they would holy smite you and get on you, and then like the shield strike would come off, and then Vyrastai's Pugil would just be like.
Yeah, two things there, right? So I wasn't wearing my no remove shield, which was stupid. And I forget. Oh, and Vyrastai is super quick on blinding the golems, right? So I have nothing to rescue me. I basically just feel like sitting there and not doing anything because casting I mean, I was doing a little bit of damage with the smited chain lightning, but it really hurts. I mean, I just can't do anything.
Gore!
Gore!
Exactly.
Hey man, that's one thing you can do that that Zudum can't. Hey.
I mean, I know that we won, but I really think Hydra played one of their best games. Like that one port we were talking about, they both tried to holy smite me. If one of those landed, they probably would have got at least a second flag capture. And they eye-raked me, and then I got wimpied away. So they did take the flag eventually. I don't think they could have taken it earlier. I don't think there was a play mistake there. And the blinds were there. My Dracula was blinded as soon as it came out. Didn't even get to get one rescue in. So I think they played a really good game. I didn't really see a part where I thought they were, not being active or not doing something they should have.
Oh, you got eye-raked also? Yeah, I got eye-raked.
Yeah.
They should have stopped me from capturing.
Have you heard, eye-rake can be used every round, and it blinds for 4 rounds, so you can keep the entire enemy team blind the entire game with 1 bard.
Azheri almost sold us. That's just how it is. Azheri, whatever you guys say.
But no, really though, there was the one issue I saw where it looked, at least from where I was watching, and I don't always pay 100% attention to what's actually happening, like, so I can miss things when I'm casting, but it looked like it just looked like Hydra was slow to capture for a little while there. When they killed you guys off, it looked like they had room to push the flag, and they just kind of chased and tried to mop up the last 2 guys that were almost dead. And then the other big thing I noticed, what did you guys think about Aroc this match?
Yeah, he was kind of standing off to the side, throwing cones, but I chased him down a couple of times and he ran off. I didn't really see much of him.
He was hurting us bad at the beginning, and then I could have, he could have not been there the rest of the match.
Right. I mean, that's the I saw those cones were really hurting us at the start, especially because I started in Death Shroud, which was painful. But you're right. I mean, we were never in a 4-man group after the first 3 minutes, so the cones become less useful. In which case, he's just running around acid blasting, which is great, but unless he gets a chance to chain, which he doesn't, because we had all of our guys split up, then all he can do is really acid blast.
Well, and that's the thing. See, this is where I think he made a mistake, in that I don't think he AMS'd a single time in the entire match, and he's against 2 Conclave mages.
Yeah, didn't he grab the flag and he was sanked?
Yeah.
No, I think he was AMS because I was wearing my hammers and I got all misses, and I was like, "What the hell?" So I switched to my Arcanium weapons.
I'd have to go back and watch again, but it's possible that there was one small instance where he was AMS'd, but for the vast majority of the match, I was looking at it going, the only people alive are the mages, and Aroc is still sanked.
But he's just worried about that gore.
Worried about that gore, but it's not like it's something like you're locked into that. It's not like Death Shroud where once you cast it, you're stuck, right? When Kiid, obviously, I understand you want to be sanked when Kiid is on the field, right? Because Aroc does not have the skins, he doesn't have the AC, he doesn't have the defenses to take that unsanked hit or damage. But as soon as Kiid dies, which happens pretty regularly, all you have to do is cancel an AMS, and then all of a sudden you've got AMS against 2 mages. At the very, worst case scenario, you capture the flag, and then it's a standoff between him and Kimpaz.
Canceling on the field of battle just feels so wrong, though, right? Like, I prefer to just use low-level sanctuary potions just so it runs off like every other character.
But I mean, it's what? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 32 rooms.
No, I hear you. You're right.
And speaking as somebody that relies on cleansing off blinds a whole lot, I have a lot of experience just running away from the fight, wiping all your spells. You drink a potion, and then you're back up, right? Maybe your AC is down a little bit, but
yeah, no, and if it's only mages alive, you just need to cast 1 spell really, and then go grab the flag.
So I think those were the 2 big mistakes, and without that, I think they could have had the win, and I was rooting for it.
Oh, it was close, yeah, and I think at this point most people are rooting for that.
All right, so let's talk about. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about this match?
I mentioned it earlier, but I think I was talking at the same time as somebody. 2 times, I think they could have stopped me from grabbing the flag. Typically, I'll go out. I mean, I'll stop there because I don't want to tell people how to beat us. But
yeah, I understand. It's always interesting doing these casts where I'm explaining a lot of strategy that, especially some of the non-brutes, non-stars teams don't necessarily know, and even I'm sure some things that maybe you guys don't know, or at least don't know that I know. So it's interesting, trying to figure out what to talk about and what not to talk about. I tend to just go, screw it, let's just put it all out there, and maybe the whole thing will get more competitive, right?
Maybe that's why you guys are in 2nd place, though.
Oh, yeah, but you know how I feel about that. I only got to win 1 set of matches, buddy. That's the last ones.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Hey, we've lived that story before, so we get it.
So on the topic of 2nd place, though, let's talk about Sunday.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Who's
think?
bringing? We've been waiting.
You've been waiting? I might have something new. I hear we did make a trade recently.
Yep. Yeah, I told the guys, if you're playing a pirate, I feel like that's a win for us.
Oh, no faith in Gerfing. You don't like that meat shield?
I got no problems blinding Gerfing.
We chain each other already, and only one of us does melee
That's
damage.
True. You guys already spend half the match ungrouped.
Yeah, and I'm stance defensive, so I don't really hurt anybody.
I have a feeling you don't spend that much time stance defensive.
Only when I'm rescuing people.
Well, I don't know why you'd want to go stance defensive then either. You rescue and then you do a lot of damage. Win.
No, I want to last longevity.
See, this is why you survive so long. Because you're a crybaby. And you're a little girl, you run away.
I also have a -11 shield in my robe that I might whip out every now and then.
You got no shield block, but damn it, I'm getting that AC.
I'm like a jongular, man.
Oh, that's fantastic. Alright, well, I think that about wraps it up for tonight. Looking forward to Sunday. It's going to be a good match, whatever happens. Thank you guys for coming on, and I look forward to kicking your asses Sunday.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Look forward to the match.
Alright, have a good night, folks.
All right.
Later.